Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about increasing your privacy while using Kaspa. So there's going to be two types of privacy we're going to talk about in this video. The first one is going to be your location privacy, and then the second one is going to be your actual identity. So if you are ever using an Explorer, there is a chance that your IP address could be leaked, which will then leak your location. And if you are searching your address on an Explorer, this is a way that you can potentially leak your privacy because you don't know what kind of trackers are behind these Explorer websites. And so if you just want to be able to look up your address so that you can see your balance, you don't actually have to utilize a Explorer to do this. You can instead utilize your own Kaspa node and search for your own address and then see the balance that it's holding. To do this, you first obviously need to be running your own Kaspa node, and it needs to be built from source. If you have not built your own Kaspa node from source, I do have a video here that explained how to run a testnet 11 node and miner on Kaspa to test 10 blocks per second. You can head to this video and copy everything in it, and pretty much the only difference that you have to do is after you follow all the steps to run it, instead of heading to testnet 11 and viewing this guide, you can go ahead and just start a mainnet node by making sure you run this command right here. And then on top of that command, make sure you also add this to it. So it would be --rpc listen -borscht equals default. Then your node will be running correctly so that you can then run the Kaspa command line interface wallet so that you can actually access an address within the Kaspa network by utilizing your node. So after you have your node running, I'm going to go ahead and open another tab here. I'm going to then cd into rusty Kaspa. Then I'm going to go ahead and run this command right here. I'll paste that there, click enter. It's then going to run Kaspa command line interface wallet. All right, once it's finished, it's going to look like this. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is type connect 127.0.0.1. This will connect to your own node that you're currently running. And then if you want to look up an address and see the balance, you can literally copy and paste this command, rpc space get -balance -by -address, and then you'll just put the address you want to view. So I'm going to go to the Explorer here and just look for the burn address that Kaspa has, and it's right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this address. You can see that the balance is 11.2 million Kaspa. I'm going to paste this address into this right here, click enter, and you can see it tells me the balance of Kaspa that is currently on this address. So this is a way that you can check your addresses with your own node to fully verify if your balance is still the same. And typically you want to do this with your long-term bags so that you can just make sure that it is okay and you haven't had any of your funds stolen or anything like that. And this is a great way to do this, and you don't have to utilize an Explorer. You don't have to give up the possibility of you leaking your location privacy or your identity when looking up your address on an Explorer. Because you are utilizing your own node here, you're not reliant on a third party at all to check your address. The next thing I would recommend is that if you are going to use an Explorer for any reason, because you really don't care about putting your address in there, make sure you are at least utilizing a VPN so that you can mask your IP address so you don't have to leak your location. A VPN that I would recommend is Movad. I am by no means sponsored by them. They don't actually offer any kinds of sponsorships, and they are a VPN that actually cares about your privacy. You see, the way this VPN works is it doesn't need your email address or password to generate an account for you. Instead, it generates a random account number for you. And once that's generated, you then can log into this account, and then you just add money to it, which then lets you now use the service. Not only is it focused on privacy in your account creation, it's also focusing on privacy when you try to pay for the service. They have some privacy friendly options here. One is cash, or the other is a voucher, which you could literally get on Amazon. And that way you don't have to expose your banking information to actually pay for this. You could just buy a voucher on Amazon and then add it to your account right here. Another thing you could do is buy the Amazon card with Coinsbee utilizing Kaspa, and that way you seriously don't need to expose your banking information to Amazon at all either. You can just utilize Kaspa for this purchase and then buy Movad. They do have cryptocurrency support, but unfortunately they do not have Kaspa yet. And I am asking all of you that are watching this video, if you are interested in Movad VPN, please go down and head to their email, support@movadvpn.net, and email them that you want to see Kaspa supported on their website so that you can use Kaspa directly right here. They currently only have a few cryptocurrencies, and it would be great to see Kaspa on here. It would just literally give Kaspa another use case. So Movad VPN is really great. After you do download this, you can download it to your Windows, your Mac. You can also download it to your phone. And another good use for a VPN is it enables you to log into certain exchanges that may not allow you to log in based on your location. So you can see right now Mexi is saying that my IP is located in a country/region where Mexi services are restricted. But if I just simply change my VPN to another country here, which I can show you right here. Let me just go to Germany and then basically connect and refresh this website. So as you can see, I have Mexi loaded now, and I no longer have that warning letting me know that I'm in a wrong country or region. And this is a way that you can use exchanges that are not allowed in your certain country. And this VPN does also work on your phone, so it will also let you use their app if you are using your VPN service on your phone as well. Okay, so the second type of privacy we're going to talk about is leaking your entire identity. Now, your entire identity will not be leaked to the world, but it will be leaked to users who you are sending Kaspa to if you're not careful with how you use your Kaspa. So your long-term bags should never be stored in something like a Caspian wallet. A Caspian wallet is a hot wallet, and it should be used mainly for spending your Kaspa. It should not be used for storing your Kaspa long term. If you do want to store your Kaspa long term, you should use something like Tangem or Ledger or OneKey or one of those hardware wallets. You should not be using a hot wallet. Another thing about Caspian is it's good to understand how UTXOs work, because UTXOs is a way that it actually increases your privacy as well, because it makes a new address every single time you send Kaspa. It creates a new address that this Kaspa that you have remaining goes into, and it just makes it much more difficult to track your addresses, because all your Kaspa is not just staying in one single address. So what I like to do if I'm going to spend my Kaspa is I like to use a service called Change Now that doesn't require you to make any kind of account with them. You can see that they're a non-custodial platform. We respect your privacy. We don't control your funds, and we don't force you to sign up. They do not force you to sign up. Now, in their terms, they do have the right to ask you for KYC if they see any suspicion, but I've been using Change Now for over 2 years now, and I've never had them ask me for KYC or anything like that, and I don't need to make an account with them if I want to use them. And I particularly use Change Now so that I can get Kaspa that is not really tied to my identity. So what I do is I basically would buy another coin like USDC on Robinhood, and then I'll just go ahead and convert it into Kaspa. Now, I know your privacy is not entirely sealed, because yes, you did buy the USDC on Robinhood that is KYC, but all Robinhood knows is that I sent USDC to Change Now, and then it gets converted to Kaspa. They're not going to know that I converted it to Kaspa, unless for some strange reason I was to get audited. Then of course probably Change Now keeps a record of all conversions, and they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what I received. But I mean, if you're not really doing anything malicious, then you really don't have to be worried about getting audited, especially because the Kaspa you are receiving here with Change Now is going to a Caspian wallet that you're going to then spend. So this is what I do to conceal my identity and linking which wallets I actually own within the Kaspa network so that people are not able to fully know how much Kaspa I have just by simply looking online. They have to do some research to try to figure that one out. And also, if I do send Kaspa to someone, like I pay my barber, he's not going to be able to go on the Explorer and just look back to see where this Kaspa came from and figure out my entire holdings. He is unable to do so because I'm receiving this Kaspa through Change Now. So he's just going to link back to a wallet address that is owned by Change Now and is not actually mine. So those are some tips on how you can increase your privacy while using Kaspa. Also, I would like to add, use a browser like Brave. It does also help with masking your privacy, your location privacy, and also blocking trackers and stuff like that on websites. So utilize a browser like Brave. Don't be utilizing a browser like Chrome because they just have a lot of third-party tracking stuff on there. So this is just one other tip: VPN, using a good browser, and then also being cautious about how you connect your wallets and your addresses. Make sure that your long-term holds are basically never utilized for spending Kaspa. And if you are going to spend Kaspa, make sure you use the Caspian wallet and fund it with a service like Change Now. Before we go, if you guys are interested in getting yourself a hardware wallet, I would recommend that you look into Ledger. Ledger is a solid hardware wallet that does have full Kaspa support if you use the Cas Vault website, or you could add it to your computer as an app right here. And you don't need to utilize Ledger Live at all. All you need to do is download Ledger Live to simply download the Kaspa app to your Ledger device. And then after that, you can literally delete Ledger Live if you want and just utilize the Cas Vault, which is an open source wallet that allows you to interact with your Ledger device in a fully secure manner. And if you use my referral link that you can find in my link tree right down here, you can scroll down and click the Ledger wallet. You can receive $5 of Bitcoin if you purchase the Ledger Nano S Plus, which is the one I have. But if you do want to look into any of these other versions of Ledger, which will soon have Ledger Live support with Kaspa, as well as having support on a mobile device, you can look into these other solutions here because there is going to be support for Ledger Live for Kaspa eventually. But personally, I don't really care to use it. I rather use an open source wallet that was created by one of the Kaspa devs instead. So thank you so much again for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average, be different.